Good morning, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, threat made against Manchester hospitals Sunday morning. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Siobhan Lopez.
Summer's calling. 2018 Cadillacs are ready to move. Join us for the Made to Move sales event. Current non-GM owners and lessees get this low-mileage lease on this 2018 Cadillac CT6 from around $479 per month.
Police cruisers could be seen driving by every now and then. It's part of the increased presence of police around the Elliott and CMC after a threat is made against Manchester area hospitals.
They immediately notified the hospitals and increased patrol presence around the hospitals. My first reaction is that they're going after the most vulnerable, people who can't protect themselves and possibly save themselves.
The threat was made around 3 in the morning. It's unclear how it was made or what was said, but hospitals also increased their security presence, notifying employees to expect to show identification and to not be alarmed by the added security. Many are upset someone would add any stress to patients, staff, or their families.
There are times when we can't even escape when we're out here from the threats that are now more than prevalent than ever in our lives.
This woman visiting the city with friends says these are times where everyone must be vigilant and look out for one another.
It's not just people we know. We have to have people we don't know. We have to have their back.
Police are still working to identify the person responsible.
They're also actively looking for the individual who made the threat, but at this point in time, it's currently under investigation, and there's no, potential risk or issue toward the public at large.
Anyone with any information about that threat is asked to contact Manchester Police. We're live in Manchester. Siobhan Lopez, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. MBTA's All-Lift Station Garage to reopen Monday, remain closed to overnight parking. MBTA's All-Lift Station Garage will reopen at 5 a.m. Monday after a weekend closure for emergency repairs due to crumbling concrete, the agency announced Sunday night. However, there will be no overnight parking in the garage as engineers conduct nightly inspections. Last week, a chunk of concrete fell on a customer's car that initially led to 500 spaces being closed off for repairs. By Friday, the MBTA announced the garage would be closed all weekend. During the weekend closures, the agency said crews addressed other areas where concrete was deteriorating and inspected the structure. An inspection by the MBTA and an independent engineering consult determined the garage is safe for use, the agency said. However, starting on Monday, there will be no overnight parking in the All-Lift Station garage. The MBTA is asking customers to move their cars before the end of regular T service each night. The garage will reopen at 5 a.m. each morning. A garage will also close the weekend of August 18th to the 19th. On Thursday, 5 investigators reported on multiple the warnings the T had received about the garage and the clearly deteriorating conditions inside it. In 2011, the T commissioned an outside study by the engineering firm Caulfield SEA Consults. The firm found deteriorating in the garage. Then another consult, Thornton Temeti, prepared another report last November and found moderated to advanced levels of deterioration in primary concrete components of the parking garage. The worst deterioration, according to the report, is on the second and third levels, where the consultants found the conditions of the beams is between critical and possible information failure. The consultant's report did not say the garage needed to be closed, but outlined several recommendations for massive repairs to ensure public safety. 5 investigators has been looking into conditions at all lives since April and easily found dozens of areas throughout the structure where concrete is crumbling and steel rebar and support were exposed. Last week, the MBTA awarded a $5.7 million contract for repairs, which were expected to begin in September. Passengers released from hospital after bus crash. Driver on administrative leave. Kittery Town Manager Kendra Amiel said Sunday that passengers involved in Friday's bus crash have been released from the hospital. The Kittery Community Center bus was carrying 11 children and 2 staff members to a water park when the bus driver slammed head-on into a tree. 4 people were seriously injured. The driver had been identified as John Guy, 21. Police believe he had a medical emergency which caused him to veer off the highway. Amiel said Guy has been placed on administrative leave pending an investigation, which is protocol. Amiel went on to say they're working with New Hampshire State Police to investigate what happened, and the bus's black box has been handed off. She said all transportation for future field trips this summer will be handled by the town's contractor MSAD35. Amiel said this crash has been traumatic for everyone involved. The center will have guidance counselors on hand Monday to help students and staff. European markets open lower as Turkey's deepening economy crisis speaks contagious fears. European stocks were lower on Monday morning as investors monitored renewed trade tensions and deeper slid in the Turkish lira. And here's a look at the markets. As you can see, everything in red today. White House looking to stop Omero's Mangold Newman from releasing more tapes. Omero's Manigault Newman's former White House colleagues are looking into legal options to stop her from releasing more tapes and to furnish her for secretly recording her conversations with Chief of Staff General John Kelly, White House officials tell ABC News. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Monday morning, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.